Tidebreaker. Earlier this month, I finished The General of Izril, the sixth book in The Wandering Inn by Pirate Abba, and this one was a banger, dude. This probably has like one of my favorite moments in this entire series so far, and honestly, this was just absolutely peak. This was an incredibly good entry into The Wandering Inn, and it's just, I really like this one. So, to start off, this just starts very strong, in my opinion. We get some clown chapters, some Tom chapters in this one, and this is like one of my favorite things about The Wandering Inn is that it introduces certain classes and certain people with some very weird, kind of off-the-wall abilities, and the way that they use them within this world to either fight or entertain or do whatever is always very interesting. And without getting into too many spoilers, because I don't want to ruin this moment if you haven't read it yet, but like, Tom is this clown. Like, that is his class in this. And the way he implements it and the way he uses it to fight demons is just genuinely deeply insane, and I love it. It is such a fun time. It is absolutely incredible, and it is a very strong start to this book. Everything else in this is also very good, but I feel like the start of this and the end of this is very incredibly strong. Obviously, we get a lot of chapters in the inn, following Aaron and stuff like that. And as always, the character development, the character interactions, the slice of life stuff is incredibly pleasant to read. It's very nice to go from something really intense to more like, all right, like, relax. We got time to breathe before stuff really goes down. And this is a lot of setup. And there is a lot of moving pieces in this with Magnolia and General Shivertail and all these other characters. And this is one of those books where it feels like Pirate Abba is really moving the story forward massively. She's setting up future character arcs, future plot ideas and plot devices, and I just really enjoy that. The world building's absolutely excellent. There's a bunch of kind of micro politicking in this, which I'm a big fan of. I'm not gonna say it's like a Song of Ice and Fire level of politicking, but there is a lot of conversations to be had about like future plans and things that might eventually go on in The Wandering Inn, that I feel like the payoff for that is going to be incredible when we get there. Obviously, the middle section here isn't my favorite because like it does start really strong and then it slows down and then it speeds up. Whereas personally, I feel like if you start strong, let's keep that momentum going. But still, even the middle section is really good. The middle part of this book is really fun. There's so many things about this book that I enjoy. I feel like the writing has taken another leap forward with Pirate Abba. I think they continue to be a very good author when it comes to writing and making you feel things for characters. I really enjoyed so many moments in this book. The world building continues to be great. The character interactions continue to be great. And honestly, all I really have for this entry is praise, you know? I feel like this is definitely one of the stronger entries in this series so far. Maybe not my favorite, but definitely up there with the best of the series. But I think what really sticks out about this book, for me, is the ending. And this is spoilers. I have to talk about the ending of this one. So if you're curious about my rating, I think I'm going to give it like an 8.8 to 9 out of 10. And I really liked it overall, and I think it's a very strong entry. Having said all that, this is spoiler territory now. The ending here is with General Shivertail, who has chosen to join forces with Magnolia Reinhardt to stop the Goblin threat. Obviously, the Goblin Lord and the Goblin threat have been the biggest overarching enemy in this series so far, I would say. They are a constant threat to human, Drake, and Gnoll society. They are devastating. They wiped out an entire tribe of gnolls in Fanfare. They've burned cities. They're raising the dead. The Goblin Lord is on the warpath to wipe out everything he can see, and he's working for Oz-Korosh, the Necromancer. That is like one of the big reveals in this series so far, and he's a necromancer himself, and it's all very evil and sinister. So General Shivertail, who is this legendary figure, shows up and he's like, yeah, guess what, dude? I'm going to fight this guy. I'm going to fight him because no one else is willing to. So he joins forces with Magnolia, who's built this army with all these artifacts, and they're outside Izril, which is the city of adventurers, and he decides, I gotta stand right here and right now and fight these guys, because if I don't, no one's going to stand a chance. So a battle takes place in the last like 3 chapters of this book, and it's just phenomenal. General Shivertail is probably like one of my favorite general/military leaders I've read in all of fantasy for the very short amount of time he's been introduced into this series. There's just something about like a guy who's just like incredibly competent at his job and is willing to fight that I can always get behind. I can always get behind a dude who is just like genuinely like just a total badass, and that is what General Shivertail is. Like, he is just like this very powerful figure, and you know, he leads his army of humans into this fight, and it looks like everything's going well. And there finally comes this opportunity where General Shivertail is certain he can take down the Goblin Lord. Obviously, if you've read this entry, you know, like, that does not go as planned, and General Shivertail does die in this book, which was deeply upsetting to me because I love cool characters. I hate the trope where we introduce a really cool character and they don't either do anything or they die almost immediately. So that kind of bummed me out, but this does have one of the best I'm still standing last stand moments in fantasy, in my opinion. General Shivertail's fight against Oz-Korosh's creations against the Goblin Lord and the Bone Circle was genuinely like the best, in my opinion, the best writing Pirate Appa has displayed in this entire series. Like, bar none, this is the single best moment in this series. General Shivertail shows up, he's outmatched, it's like a 6-1 fight, he's already like gutted the Goblin Lord, and he's got to fight 5 essentially named ranked like adventure levels. Like, they're all like extremely high level like villains that the Necromancer like created. All of them on their own would be more than enough to kill like a gold ranked team almost, and he fights them 6-on-1, and it is just absolute cinema, dude. It's genuinely peak fiction. I mean, like, this part is so good, and it's just like, it's incredible because he doesn't win. He doesn't even like, he only kills one of the servants of Oz-Korosh, but the way he still stands, the way he fights Oz-Korosh and his like minions, it's so well written, and it's just one of those like moments where it's like you can like hear the song like play, I'm still standing, and it's just like, it's so incredibly well done. And just you know, hail the tiebreaker, dude. Hail the spear and the shield of drakes, because what a legendary character, and what a great way for this character to go out. And I'm very interested to see kind of what happens with the Goblin Lord and how that story continues, because I feel like if General Shivertail can't beat him, who can? You know what I mean? Like, General Shivertail was one of the coolest characters this series has introduced, and he did unfortunately die, but the way he died was very legendary, in my opinion. Just one of my favorite moments in this series, and one of my favorite moments I've read all year, to be honest. So with all that, I'm give it like an 8.8 to 9 out of 10. It is an incredible entry into this series with one of my favorite endings, and definitely one of my favorite moments from this series. So very much looking forward to the next few entries, which I think will wrap up the Goblin Lord villain.